Welcome to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Denobi 2.
Another Midnight Run. So soon, so quick. And main topic is Batman. I didn't think I'd be doing another Midnight Run or an evening run or any type of stream dedicated to Batman again. But clearly, this is just the beginning, and it's gonna be an interesting summer. It's going to be scary, folks. It's going to be scary. Joining me on this Midnight Run to sharing the pain, to sharing the thoughts, to sharing all the woes, we have our good friend here, Hatelorian, joining us again. Hello, good sir.
Hello, my fellow haters.
Did you think we'd be doing another run based on DC and Batman again so soon?
No,
I didn't think so either. This is just the beginning. Let's give the folks a couple minutes here. Who is checking in on midnight? The Hot Toys Nightmare. Hello, everyone. 1 a.m, West Valley, Utah. May your Batman collection ever rise in your favor. Agent Silver Fox. Morning, everyone. 8 a.m. in Scotland. Thank you, good sir. Thank you for joining. Joshua Alvarez, time to empty your wallets. Joshua, where are you checking in from? Where on this globe are you checking in? Yeah, this is going to be a brutal summer. Miles Morales, hello all. Time to get nuts. 3 p.m. in Singapore, and a 6-scale Mafia checking in. Midnight in the desert.
Hey, Mafia.
Of course, checking in the desert. I don't want to waste too much time because we're going to focus probably on 2, maybe 3 topics. We'll start off with the Batman that was just announced from Hot Toys based off of The Flash. And we'll segue into Luke Skywalker, 3 SKUs, The Shit Will Sit, special edition. And then if we have enough time and if I'm still energetic, we'll talk about Spider-Man after the Miles Morales Spider-Man Afterverse, and if we're still going to chase those figures, because we may not have any money if we're going to dedicate our souls to the world of DC. Theodore. Hello, Denobi and Hatelorian, checking in from 10 a.m. from Greece.
Nice.
Thank you, good sir. Thank you for checking in. David, 3 a.m, New York, Brooklyn, New York. Thank you, good sir. Thank you for checking in. Late Bloomer checking in from SoCal. Hello, Vader checking in. There you go. Louisiana, Joshua Alvarez checking in. Salute from Baltimore. Hello, Mike. Thank you for joining. Getting some folks from all parts of the world here, even Germany. Good morning from Germany, 9 a.m. So it's been a busy week for me, Sean. And when did Hot Toys drop the announcement for the Batman and Bat Cycle? Was it 2 nights ago? Today? Okay. It was on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday, yeah.
Was it Wednesday? Sorry. I'm a little bit cyclier. Batman and the Bat Cycle based off of The Flash 2023, retailing for $665. This has been a shocker from the very beginning, from its announcement to the heavy speculation of is it Ben Affleck, is it not Ben Affleck, to the price point, to the unveiling that we're essentially getting a stunt double Batman shoe-in. So for folks joining in from all parts of the globe here, I'm going to try to do a recap of the story so far here. Let's bring in this guy here. All right. Let's let the folks, let's share in our first banter, Sean, and confess now.
Yeah.
You in the very beginning, was it Wednesday, you thought this was Ben Affleck's representation.
Yeah.
Right? Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was his grin.
Yeah. I stood my ground from the very beginning. And if there's one thing that Ben Affleck is known for, is that chin dimple. To me, the chin dimple is his signature. That chin dimple is as big as the Arizona crater. And the fact that in the very beginning, until the news was, so we started to educate ourselves, everybody kind of stood their ground as to that this was going to be, that this is Ben Affleck. And I just, my logic kicked in. I go, well, we're dealing with a multiverse film where we're going to encounter different alternative versions of Batman. Why are we to assume that this is Ben Affleck? It could be anybody else. It could be Michael Keaton. It could be all sorts of. But as we dug deeper and so forth, and going off the trailers, right? And you said, "Well, Denobi, it's Ben Affleck in the trailers." And my retort to that, and I think I told this to several people, was, "What, trailers don't lie to us?" Right? I think was because that was the big consensus. And then as the day moved on to the following day, and more information was shed, and then ultimately last night, Thursday night, right, going into Friday morning, then that video, that Twitter video from the YouTube channel, I'm going to say his name, Raphael Sejaman, right? Good YouTuber. He covers Batman. I think he even got to see the Flash film already. And he did interview one of the stunt doubles, and I forgot his name. I want to say it was Richard Citron. I think it was Richard Citron, I think is what it was. But for the folks out there watching, it kind of broke out that this is not Ben Affleck. It never really was. And in Hot Toys' defense, they never said it was Ben Affleck, right? Yeah, even though
not in the description or anything.
No description, even though Nate from Geeking Out did point out to me that in the past representations of Batman from the Justice League Snyderverse, they did mention Ben Affleck's likeness, and they did point out and so forth, right? But this one they did not.
Yeah,
and I was fine with that.
Yeah, when we were talking, we were going back and forth saying, like, okay, it could be, you were saying the multiverse, but then we were saying, like, okay, the trailers could, trailers have lied, but I mean, I took a few screenshots from the trailer, and okay, no, that was definitely Ben Affleck. But then the Flash did screen, and I did confirm that from people that did see it, that that was Ben Affleck in that scene on the bike. So, and then later on that you dug up that Twitter video.
Yeah, I think I can play it. It's just less than a minute. The interview was by Raphael Sejaman on his YouTube channel. Please check him out, giving him credit. And he did interview Richard Citron. And I did fact check his guess. His guess was to stunt double for Ben Affleck in Batman v Superman. In fact, he actually has quite a bit of a screen credit as a stunt guy. Now, his name does not show up on the Flash, because I did go on IMDb, and the Flash has 78 stunt actors. They're all listed on there. His name is not on there. So earlier today at work, I was going through all the stunt actors, trying to find whose chin this belongs to, and I think I found him. I think so. 78 stunt actors that are listed on IMDb, and I think I found him. I could be wrong. But let me see if I can stop the screen here. I'm going to see if I can try to play this just to help bring the folks up to speed here. All right.
One?
Yeah, the armored one's me. Look at the face. It's different.
One?
Yeah, the armored one's me. Look at the face. It's different.
Holy crap, you're right.
Yeah, that's my face.
And I was asking my friend today, I was talking to him, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a custom Richard one.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I don't need it anymore.
Yeah.
Why is there? Did you have him do that or
no? I couldn't. No, yeah, I don't have that much pull.
See that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. They contacted me and they said, "Hey, we can't get Ben's people to sign off on the armored figure,
Yeah.
right? So can we do your face? Because we know you were in the suit a lot, you know."
Please.
And I said, "Absolutely, feel free," you know.
That okay? So I'm going to ask you a question here because I'm a huge McFarlane fan. Huge McFarlane fan, and so there's like certain people I would love to meet. You know, I don't get really starstruck for the armored one.
Yeah, the armored one.
So, hold on. Try stop the video here. So the video does not prove that Richard Citrone is the one for this specific one, but it does shed light that Ben Affleck is a fucking diva and he doesn't sell his likeness, and that blew me. I take that more serious when I hear it from the actors themselves versus community fellow gossipers and speculation. I'm very skeptic about that. But that video, I mean, and special credit to Raphael and his channel, because he is a big Batman fan. There was a couple things. First thing is that it opened up the Pandora's box. Like, wow, Ben Affleck is a freaking diva. He doesn't sell his likeness. And then the second one was the Batman armor was not Ben Affleck's likeness, and that's a big freaking shocker to me.
And the funny thing is, nobody knew. And like, look here, like, and you can never know because the chin is covered.
Exactly. The chin dimple is the signature to Ben Affleck, and because it's covered and the lips are so vague, you know what? This is they're pulling this crap for that new RoboCop, aren't they? I shit you not, I bet you. Remember, I want to say several YouTubers speculated that the mouth was different on this new RoboCop. Is it possible that this new RoboCop pre-order isn't even Peter Weller's? I mean, it's just male lips, but is it Peter Weller's lips? And
Is it possible?
Is it possible? Do you care? Because you pre-ordered. This is your first RoboCop. This is your virgin RoboCop collection.
I would care quite a bit.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. The deniers, right? I'm just saying, right? If we don't have to pay Peter Weller, right? Right?
Does it say in the description?
Have to pay him, right? This is, you know, the cat's out to the bag now, right?
I kind of want to go see the description now.
Should I pull it up? Should I pull it up? Well, I'm pulling it up. Did that hurt you? The whole armor? Because I don't have the armored Batman.
It kind of did.
Yeah, I figured it did. RoboCop Hot Toys. Let's see. Now that is just something. All right. Let's pull this bad boy.
But you know, I still would have got the figure.
The deniers, right? Look at this. Now we're splitting hairs. You know, we're not okay with buying a stunt double Batman, but the possibility that there are other imposters, would you say imposters, lingering within the world of, because remember, we have 130 plus pre-orders. Who's to say Hot Toys isn't taking shortcuts in other characters that wear masks and just expose eyes or lips or whatnot, right? But I gotta say, now that I had this epiphany with you, I wouldn't be surprised if RoboCop isn't Peter Weller's lips. Let me see if I pull him up here. All right. Would it be about details here? So would they list Peter? See, would it be under the details here? The movie accurate RoboCop 6-scale figure made in die-cast materials features a helmet, a helmeted head with interchangeable lower parts of the face captured in different expressions. All right, I'm going to try to skim through this. Let me look at the details here. I don't see anything here that would signify that this is Peter Weller's lips. I almost want to see, and I have the original RoboCop, and it's one of those things that it's almost essentially splitting hairs here. I'd have to look at it. I don't see in the description that is Peter Weller.
Someone in the chat said RoboCop 3 might have been played by a different actor.
RoboCop 3 in the theatrical film was not played by Peter Weller. This is called RoboCop 3. So that's not Peter Weller underneath the helmet. I mean, if you really want to play semantics, if you really want to, but
well,
yes,
then we're not getting Peter Weller's then.
Then we're not getting Peter Weller. Then this is not Peter Weller's puckered lips. That's not him. If Peter Weller was not in RoboCop 3, this is advertised as RoboCop 3, then it's not him. I mean, it is what it is. So does that bother? That doesn't bother you, does it? I mean, because you're kind of you've known. See, it's different, right? It's probably a little bit different with RoboCop because I've known that RoboCop 3 was not played by the original actor. You knew that though, right?
It's been so long since I watched RoboCop 3.
Do you care?
No.
Okay. But it does bug you though about the armored Batman though.
Kind of, just because it was so long and they just didn't disclose it. That's all. I still would have got it.
Yeah.
It'd just be nice if they should have disclosed it. That's all. Like, I mean, I'm still going to get this Batman and Batcycle.
Possible to check the description of the original RoboCop. I can look for it. I can see if I can find it.
Yeah, it might be in the Sideshow archives.
It probably would be in the Sideshow archive. Hot Toys RoboCop, and I can try to probably find it. Let's take a look here. The original. Yeah, I think I found him. All right, let's see. Share screen. I think this is the original RoboCop. I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's about part machine, movie accurate, MMS. It's die-cast, so it's the last RoboCop. So yes, metallic body, 1987, and additional details. So maybe the eyes, maybe the skin tone, the lips, but I don't see anything here signifying Peter Weller either. So, yeah. Maybe this is one of those loopholes that Hot Toys just tends to take advantage of. But yeah, I mean, it's based off of the 1987. I mean, dealing with licensing, I mean, there's only so much leeway you can get away with, right? Isn't there? I mean,
see if you can find the battle damage armor of Batman.
Let's take a look here. All right, here we go. So I just don't know what that MMS is. So Hot Toys, RoboCop in the chair, RoboCop chair. Let's see if I can. Because I was the one in the chair would have been. Here we go. I found him. Share screen. Here we go. Does he not take his helmet off in the chair? I never had this one. I at the time I was getting bombarded with Iron Man. I was not able to buy the RoboCop with the mechanical chair. Now there was one that was made out of plastic, because this is still the die cast and just in the chair, but it's still not listed.
I thought there was one that had the helmet off.
There was one. I just don't know if someone knows what the just folks that are joining in, right? I'm bringing everybody up to speed here. We're talking about the Batman and the Batcycle, and we're exploring the possibilities of other figures that Hot Toys may have taken advantage of by not necessarily licensing the actor's likeness. And the first thing that popped into my head was RoboCop, right? Specifically, RoboCop 3 is what I started with.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of going down this rabbit hole. And
Yeah.
it just makes you wonder, especially since the Twitter video with the video from Raphael talks about that the armored Batman wasn't even Ben Affleck, and that to me was a big shocker. Oh, thank you, MMS 265. Thank you.
Yeah. Shout out to Hot Toys Nightmare. He mentioned that the battle damage armored
Nice.
Batman suit is Ben Affleck, so you might want to check that one out in the archive.
Here we go. So there you go. This is clearly Peter Weller now.
Oh yeah.
That is 100%. I mean, I can't imagine them getting away. Oh, and it even says it. This is a first. So, I mean, it tells you right there, Peter Weller. Yeah. For $294. This was just as expensive as a diecast. The diecast was only like $315. Does anybody remember what the diecast? This was, so again, I mean, when you're using the actor's likeness, it definitely does affect the price. This is $295. This is not diecast. This is completely plastic, but you get the actor's likeness. So again, I'll stop going down here. I mean, that the whole exercise here is it caught a lot of us off guard. I've been collecting Hot Toys for over 10 years right now, and I was just not under the impression that Hot Toys would make a figure that they don't have the actor's likeness to. But clearly, I was mistaken, and I was wrong on that. And it is an eye opener.
Yeah, I kind of thought Hot Toys was above that.
I thought so too, but I guess, can you blame them? It's kind of like the Mandalorian. If you don't have to pay for Pedro Pascal's likeness, do you have to? I mean, that was something. Well, that was. Well, were you aware of that he had 2 stunt doubles? He had one.
Oh yeah, like there's no way. Like, I mean,
well,
Pedro was always going to be in that suit.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase. I was not aware he had 2. I was aware that there was an additional actor, and he did a lot of the voiceover dialogue. I was not aware there was 2 actors, meaning 3 people were playing the Mandalorian. I was not aware of that. That to me actually was a big shocker. But you figure Hot Toys has released 3 Mandalorian figures. How many? I don't even know. But there's been 2 of them. The original suit, then the Beskar, and then the shiny chrome. But the shiny chrome one is the one that actually has the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, and that's probably the one with the price tag that is just a little bit tad more. Yeah, it is just one of those situations that it just like, wow, you learn something new every day. And like you mentioned, maybe they would have disclosed it. It wouldn't be so bad. But the armored Batman, that would have, like, I had the original armored Batman and I sold it. I kind of regret it, but it's not worth me going back. My biggest regret was selling Nightmare Batman. I was able to get that back into my collection. But the armored Batman, yeah, I think I would have been a little bit sour if I still had it. I'm like, that's not Ben Affleck. What gives there, right? What just doesn't make any doesn't make any sense. Let's go back. Let's go back to the photo here. Let's go back here to Batman and the Bat Cycle, the Flash. $665. I did the math for us here in Vegas, and it is $721.
Break out those sideshow points.
Sideshow points isn't going to save you from this, dude. This is the price of the 89 Batmobile now. Now it's either you get stunt double Batman with the Bat Cycle or you get a DeLorean. That's where we're creeping at right now. That's exactly where we're creeping at right now. $721. That's US. I'm assuming other parts of the world, Australia, it's a tad bit more. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to go as Batmania as I thought I was planning on to. What did you take away from that price point? Did you like stop and pause? Did you recalibrate? Because for me, it was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to build that Bat Museum like I want to now.
I mean, it's all going to come down to how good the movie is. I mean, one way or another, that Bat Cycle is coming home. Whether this figure comes home, it's.
Can you have one without the other?
Oh,
I guess that's the question. I'm throwing the question out to the audience. Can you have one without the other? Seriously. I don't think you can get away with it. To have the bike, I mean, the bike looks badass, but
I can put my Batman right there.
Which Bat?
I can put my Batflick right there.
I guess you could. The tech suit Batman from Affleck?
Yeah, tech suit Batman, regular Batman, regular Batflick.
Yes. Oh, Pablo has earned points. He thinks exactly like I do. Luckily, there are several SKUs, so it's going to sit. Pablo's absolutely right. 2 SKUs of shit will sit. Not only is there's 3 SKUs. You have Batman, you have the Bat Cycle, then you have the combo. They are taking an aggressive leap of faith here on Hot Toys' part. I hate when they divide SKUs like this. It sucks completely. I guess it's cool for me because there's no pressure. I don't think this is going to be a waitlist item. I don't think this is going to be something that's going to sell out really, really fast. Meaning it's not going to trigger the generation waitlist full era, because that's what we're in right now, right? We're encountering a lot of these pre-orders that are entering this waitlist full, and if you don't get in, or if you're able to pre-order it, then you're at the mercy of the secondary market.
So if you had a previous Batman or like a Ben Affleck Batman, it usually comes with what, 3 face swaps, like for the.
It comes with 3. Yes, it comes with 3.
So, like, I mean, you get a couple of them. I think. Yeah. I mean, I can't see how they're not going to be interchangeable with this one. I mean, it looks like it's built on the exact same like format, skewed like head sculpt and everything. It's just like the face part just looks different. It's just that face part is just on that stunt double.
What kills me is that it's a 2-part head and neck piece, because with the existing Ben Affleck Batmans I have, it's a solid piece, meaning the head is welded on to the cowl area, the neck broad. The head doesn't pop off with any of the Ben Affleck figures, because I was looking at that. I go, it's not the end of the world, right? I can swap out the heads, but you can't, because there's a little bit of R&D or liberty that Hot Toys took with this guy. And if you zoom in there, and I'm guessing they did it so that he can raise his head up when he's on the actual motorcycle, right? He's crutching over, and his head is peered up, and it's something that I don't think it's gonna, like right here. This is what I'm looking for. So the head is almost like on a magnetized ball joint, is what I'm kind of speculating on here. And this is done for these dynamic shots here, where stunt double Batman is in like an extreme action pose. The 3 Ben Afflecks I have 3 Ben Affleck Batmans right now. I was looking at them earlier. I have the original suit Batman from Justice League. I have the tech suit Batman with Ben Affleck, and then I have Nightmare Batman. All of them, that head is just welded onto that neck, and the only thing that you can swap out is the actual mouthpiece. Now, it was speculated and kind of theorized that maybe the cowl is a similar in size and scope to the existing Ben Afflecks, and all you'd have to do is swap out the mouth. That is a possibility. That is something that, well, fortunately, we're not going to know until we get the figure in hand and kind of start dabbling and experimenting on it. Because if you can get away with that, to me, it's problem solved. You get your chin dimple, which is the signature look of Ben Affleck. I don't know if it's going to save the figure, though. This is one of those figures where I don't know if it's going to sit or if it's going to sell out right away. I have no clue. No clue at all.
I think the era of figure sitting is over.
I think so too. And because there's 3 SKUs, one of these SKUs is going to sit for quite a bit. Is it going to be the single version Batman? I just, for me, this is one of those sets that they go hand in hand. I just don't see this doing well without the other, I guess. And somebody in the comment just brought up a good example. Mafia says his head is like Maul, but that's not what I want to focus on. What I want to focus on is that when Darth Maul was released, he was actually released as a 2 SKUs. He was sold as Darth Maul, and then he was sold with Darth Maul and the Speeder. And it was the Darth Maul and the Speeder that sold out the quickest. And I remember that it was just single pack Darth Maul that sat around Sideshow for quite a bit. Could history be repeating itself in this? I don't know. This is a real tricky one for me. Yeah, I've had people reaching out to me. Did you pre-order it? I'm like, and I'm just gonna repeat the exact same thing I told you. I'm not pre-ordering anything from the Flashpoint film until I see the movie.
Yeah, same with me, except for Keaton. Keaton was Keaton breaks that.
I don't care how much you love Keaton. I don't care how much you folks out there love Michael Keaton. I get it. The problem is, and this is something that I was a broken record. I mean, Mandalorian season 3 ended on mid-April. I think it was April 20th or April 19th. And the streams that week were, what are we going to get from Mandalorian season 3? What are we going to get? Are we going to get Lizzo or whatever? And I remember I was on a stream. I was either on Geeking Out. I don't know whose stream it was, mine. I kept telling everybody, I go, you folks out there, my biggest concern, my biggest threat is the Flash. It is for me, and it's going to be. That was back in April at the end of Mando season 3. And we're in the middle of 2023. And dude, I've been at work. I've been listening to some of these streams, and I can't help but hear these tap-out excuses now. They're being peppered in. I don't know what you've heard, because I know you watch a lot of the streams within the community, but it is a tap dance.
Oh, the hate is real.
The hate is real. You want to answer this one here? Because you actually brought this one up, which I told you. I'm like, thank God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Howard saw the writing on the wall after 1 or 2 episodes of Mando, and I think he had PTSD from the Disney sequel trilogy, and he saw if he released anything from the season 3, that stuff was going to sit forever.
Yeah. You had just brought up, I don't know, the last couple of days you had texted me. They're like, they haven't released anything from Mando season 3, and I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God. What could they possibly? What, droids? I mean, I'll take the droids. I don't think anybody out there is as much in love with the droids.
Yeah, and I was telling you, like, remember, like, when we were getting the trailers, and I was thinking, like, oh my God, all these Mandos, like all these colored different Mandos, and everybody was like clutching their pearls and like thinking, oh my God, how many Mandos are we going to get? Like all these different SKUs of Mandos.
the fear was, it wasn't even the hate, it was the fear was
Yeah,
real.
everyone was running, going crazy, like, oh my God,
And
Nando's.
yeah, and I was the first. I'm like, I'm done. I'm like, you kids out there can have fun with the Rainbow Brigade of the Mandalorians. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Nope, nope, no. Denobi Andor's great. I'm like, you guys can chase the Andor figures. I'm not touching any of that shit. You guys can chase all of that stuff. I go, I
You know
had
what?
my
The one thing about Andor is like, okay, the story was great, and it was like kind of like the most un-Star Wars story, like that you could that's been developed, and it's kind of like it's a great spy like a thriller, but there's no good characters there that would make great figures. Like they're just guys and like Andor is just like in just tattered clothes. Like there's no good characters there that would like are that would just make awesome looking figures.
Wasn't that the same? That was the same. That was your logic with Andor, where you said the episodes were really good, but if they made any figures from it, you probably wouldn't be that excited, right?
No, they don't look. They wouldn't look good.
They
I
wouldn't
mean,
look
okay, the head sculpts would look awesome and everything, but like they just wouldn't stand out. They would just
Mhm.
like okay, they just like they look like worn, torn, tattered clothes.
Yeah, I don't. Does this figure make him look fat? There are some of these photos, and it makes him look like he's holding a cheeseburger. Like this one photo here, I'm just wasn't that the running gag, like the night of the unveil? It seemed like everybody was taking pot shots at fat jokes, and I'm just like, well, actually, segueing from the fat jokes that this poor figure was getting, that was my telltale card that that's not Ben Affleck. Remember telling it to Nate. I think Mafia was stomping his foot in the ground, talking about it was at the very beginning that it was supposed to be Ben Affleck, and
Dude, I was
a
stomping
lot
my
of
foot in the
people,
ground too. I was right there with it
yeah,
for the first few hours. I was just like, no, that has to be like there's because like I was thinking, there's no way Hot Toys is gonna pull the wool over our eyes like that. No, they did.
yeah, this is fat leg. Again, that was me to
A
do.
Big Mac fleck. That's awesome.
Yeah, that told me that wasn't. That told me that wasn't. Um, so I'm not day one. Even if I like the movie, I don't know if I'm going to chase this set. The problem is the release date too, which is I think it's slated for July of 2024. This is just one of those. To me, this almost borders a big. Would you call this a big ticket item? Kind of like a DeLorean or an '89
Oh
Batmobile.
yeah.
This is one.
Anything over 550 is a big ticket.
Yeah, yeah. This is, I'm kind of enjoying chasing the Star Wars small vehicles right now. I have the Bark Speeder, the ATRT Chicken Walker. I At one point I really I don't feel confident I'm going to be able to get a lot of this bat
I'm
merch.
gonna answer Kaiju Daddy's question. No, Paz Vizsla is not from season 3. That's from season 2. That's
Was he from Book of Boba Fett?
because he had the shield that when he was fighting Mando. No, actually, no. That was from Book of Boba. Sorry, that was from Book of Boba Fett.
That was from Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love this light up base though. I mean, at least they're changing up the base. Vehicle RAM and accessory coming in. Yeah, I mean, I feel like even if I like the movie, I don't know if I'm going to be able to day one pre-order this. Just because it falls under that big ticket, and I don't like paint myself into a corner on something like this, especially since I mean, I guess this is something that we're all going to have to, as a community, reevaluate after the film. How many more figures are we going to get? We still need a Flash in the new suit. We're going to get Supergirl. I mean, it was teased by Hot Toys in their promo pics. Another Keaton, maybe.
Oh,
Right.
I want that. I want that special appearance, Superman.
From the other actor from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm. Who knows? The film breaks. This is one of those situations that it can get really scary very fast. This is already starting to creep up into Spider-Man No Way Home territory, and it's probably going to hit it because I'm kind of getting tired of everybody. It seems like the rest of the world has seen this film except me. Every time you turn on YouTube, somebody's like, "I just walked out." I'm like, I go, "Great, another press screen," and like, just show the film already. God damn it! Just.
What do you think
But
the odds are they're going to do that armory?
I think they're gonna screw over the Keaton cult. You and these other cats out here who are in love with Michael Keaton. I think you guys are gonna experience the pain I went through building the House Party Protocol.
I think that's just Howard just doing another 66 to everybody, pulling the wool over the eyes,
I
showing
it
off
could
Falcon cockpit or TIE fighter or the.
not if it's done as a power pose. Those are usually done more on an economical scale, right? So, and as a power pose, it probably would work better anyway. As long as, and I said this, as long as it reflects the power pose pricing, right? As long as it reflects it, because you figure stunt double Batman here's what, $300 by himself? Is that what he's going for? Yeah, and the bike, I think he's $300 by himself, and the bike is 400. God, I just can't get over this hot toy inflation here. This is some serious. I'm still like, I can't get over this crap. Like, and then it's not even the likeness too. That's what I think. That's like the punch in the gut. That total price is going to be $721 for me if I decide to move forward with this, and I'm not even getting the actor's likeness. Batman by himself is $290, so 300, so it'll be like 325 plus shipping and tax. For an imposter, right? That's the nicest way I can put this.
That base is cool.
Yeah. Yeah. This is God, I still don't know what to make out of this. This is mind-blowing on this whole situation here.
I don't know why they have that the vehicle ramming accessory is
Coming soon?
coming soon. It's been revealed in the trailers.
I don't even know what it is. What does it do? Does the cycle fly or
No,
something?
it's just this little ramming thing kind of folds out in front of the wheels, and it just like it rammed these two cars and knocked them out of the way.
Oh. Again, folks, I would still exercise caution moving forward. We still have we're at the 2-week mark. June 16th is when the film opens up nationwide. I would still, I saw the excitement and the love for that modern suit with Michael Keaton, and
Well, that head sculpt is just phenomenal.
and I'm not saying not to get it.
I'm saying get it.
I was still as a day one from the announcement, and then we're still getting announcements from this film. That's a slippery slope. That's a very, very slippery slope. You're not day one pre-ordering this, have you? Or did you do this already? Did you?
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh no, I got to see the film for this.
Okay.
No, Keaton. I day one pre-ordered Keaton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to day one
Keaton's
pre-order?
Batman.
Yeah, but even with Keaton, now we're up to 2 Keatons. Now we have 2 Michael Keatons, and we still don't know if we're going to get another
And
Michael.
Keaton's Batman.
So everybody else is chopped liver then? See, this is what sucks about the whole Bat universe. I hate this shit. This is it gets way too convoluted, too fucking complex. At least with the MCU, all I had to do was fall in love with one actor, which was Robert Downey Jr. And with Batman, it seems there's
Well, this is Fake Man.
Huh?
This is Fake Man.
This is so this one doesn't even count because we still and well, how about Robert Pattinson? Did we all forget about Robert Pattinson? We were all in love with him.
Oh no, I got Patterson.
Agree with the Hatelorian. I'll take 8 Keatons. Right.
Yeah.
I
Any more Keatons? Bring them on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't share. And I saw the original I saw both Batmans, Batman 89 and Batman Returns in the movie theaters. And yeah, I enjoyed Michael Keaton as Batman. Is he the definitive Batman? Well, I always thought Kevin Conroy did a really good job. I mean, I kind of grew up with him in the 90s. So, and then there's others that say Adam West was Batman. I just, it's such a flavor of the week. There's just too many damn Batmans. And there's Kilmer. And I'm sure when Val Kilmer, bless him, when he.
Okay, I'm going to be in the minority here. I thought Val Kilmer, I thought he played one of the best Bruce Waynes.
I thought he did a fantastic job as him.
Horrible scripts, but just I thought he embodied Bruce Wayne, some of the best.
Yeah, I thought he did a fantastic job. I really did. Then you had George Clooney, and then was it a year and a half ago? It seemed like everybody was throwing a Tinker Take Parade for the Christopher Nolan Batman. Christian Bale, yay, Christian Bale, quarter scale Christian Bale. Not me. Remember what I said? I'm like, you kids out there can have fun with your Christian Bale and your Christopher Nolan. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago. I lived through that shit back in 2012. I didn't enjoy it back then. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna enjoy it. Now I did pick up the Tumblr, but I picked up the Tumblr at a really good deal. So and then my plan was to kind of build like a Bat Armory. And I'm looking at all these really cool vehicles. But the problem is that on the other side of the fence, I see Star Wars, and the Star Wars small scale vehicles are a lot of fun too. So
if that goes on wait list, I'm going to have to hop on it. Or if it gets a 20% discount again, I'm going to jump on it.
For the
Tumblr?
The Tumblr, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't believe I slept on that when it hit to 20%.
Yeah.
I was out and about on the town.
So I'm going to end it on Stunt Double Batman here, but I'm going to pull up IMDb's The Flash Crew, right? You can see and going through the list of stunt actors, I think the one that has the chin, where's his name? God, there's like a ton of them. These are all stunt performers. This is the whole list. Oh, Stefan Mihalachi, I think, is the one that had the chin that looks like he was wearing. So this is my guess. 78 stunt actors, performers, doubles. And this is the one, because he's a big dude.
You went through 78 of them?
Like 30% of them were actually girls. So that was easy to weed out. They actually do have women stunt, doubles. But this, like that chin right there, I mean, you can crack walnuts on that. So this is my guess. I don't know until the film comes out, and because it's when you see the actual film in the credits, it'll tell you, blah 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 actor was on the stunt bike or whatever. So, but IMDb isn't listing who was on the actual bicycle. It just says these are all the list. Now, the stunt double that was assigned to Ben Affleck has a chin dimple, and I'll pull that up here. Go back. Go back. What's going on here? There he is. Okay, so here it is. It's stunt double right here, Ben Affleck, and his name is Rick English. And he has a chin dimple.
That's a porn name.
It's a porn name. But the point is he has a chin dimple. I mean, you can see it right there. And to me, like I said, that was one of the things I was kind of stomping my feet a couple of days ago. It's like, that's not Ben Affleck. It's Ben Affleck in the trailers. I'm like, I don't care who would you see in the trailers. Whoever Hot Toys sculpted into this Batman cycle, that's not Ben Affleck. But yeah, his stunt, I'm assuming this is for the close-ups. I'm guessing that Ben Affleck showed up for like one day of shooting, And the one day of shooting, as we probably see it in the trailers, he
Well,
dropped.
I don't even think Ben Affleck put on the suit for this one, did he?
I don't think so either. I
Yeah,
think
I think he just
showed
had his
up.
face CGI'd on the suit.
I think so too. Yeah. Yeah. I think what you see in the trailer is Ben Affleck. Is him. He's dropping some exposition lines and then he's gone. Probably one day of shooting. He's just so over. He kind of reminds me of Harrison Ford, right? Kind of bent, kind of just crabby, just a crabby diva / actor, just like, I'm better than this. Like, I kind of hate that shit, right? Like, the fans made you. The fans really did appreciate your work as an actor. And it just feels disappointing because I do think Ben Affleck did a really good job as Batman.
Yeah, I
And
thought he was a great Batman.
yeah, he can blow his nose and wipe his head. What's going on here? I'll take that. George Clooney before Batman. Yeah, but yeah, this is if anybody out there, I mean, this is all on IMDb. You don't have to read the synopsis of the film. I went directly to the cast and crew because I wanted to see if it was the one actor that was interviewed by Raphael Sejaman on his channel, but no, he doesn't appear in the credits. So, but again, with 78 stunt doubles, could have been anybody. So,
I wouldn't say it's him because it doesn't have any. Because this guy doesn't have a dimple.
no, I thought it was the first one.
Yeah.
It's just more of the close up. This is probably the fight scenes. On the bike is different. I'm assuming. So as to my logical guess is that Hot Toys still modeled it after an actor. I'm assuming a stunt double or a stunt actor performer, right? So I'm guessing it was that guy. And maybe for the close-ups on the bike, you get to see a superimposed image of Ben Affleck, and then the distance shots, because there are scenes in the trailer where the bike is weaving in and out of traffic from pulled away shots. So
what if they just reused the old the same guy from the Armored? They just reused it.
I thought about that, but he would still been credited, and with 78 actors credited, his credit doesn't show.
No. Hot Toys. I mean, it's a stunt double, like and it's just CG.
True.
I mean, if Hot Toys is gonna pull shenanigans, I mean,
the only reason I have
trouble. I mean, they've done this. Like they might as well go all the way.
Yeah, but it seems that Hot Toy still wants to model it after a human being, and the fact that the actor said that they asked him for his permission, he was fine with it.
Well, they have the permit. He has his permission already, and so they just dug it out, and they just took out the molds and they repainted.
But again, that's if he's in the film. Richard Citrone is not in the film. He
doesn't have to be in this film.
So you're saying they would use someone like that? I mean, even that's kind of. I mean, my God. I mean, that's kind of.
I mean, nothing's past Hot Toys at this point right now for me.
Yeah, oh man, that's gonna suck if they're going. It's kind of like using like a dead actor. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna be a little bit more open minded on this one here. There's 70. I mean, Jesus, you saw the list. You can't tell me they can't. And it's a stunt actor, in the way that Richard Citrone said, yeah, they asked for my permission. I said, no problem. You're telling me that one of these guys isn't going to give it up? I just don't hear.
No, they would, but I mean, why would they get another guy when they already have him? They'll just use him. They already got his likeness, and he stood in for Ben Affleck before. He did. Why does he have to be in this movie? He stood in him before in the previous Batman.
Yeah, but he wore the suit in that interview. He talks about he was on the set. He's the one that he said that Ben Affleck, which I didn't understand that. Like, I thought there were shots of Ben Affleck wearing the armored suit, but it must have just been for the close-ups, because the way that interview goes, he says he carried that suit majority of the principal shots.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, if Ben Affleck was, he was probably up doing the close-up shots where he was just wearing the helmet and probably just the shoulder pads. and where he's just doing like, do you bleed? Just that part.
That would be it for the
And then,
actual.
but then when they're doing the big fight scenes and he's like kicking and tossing him over his head and stuff like that, and stabbing him with the spear and all that stuff, that was probably the stunt guy.
Yeah, that's.
But I mean, why wouldn't Hot Toys just use that same sculpt?
Well, it's a different body, though. Well, it's a different.
They have that sculpt. Just use it.
Well, it's lips. Actually, it's not even a sculpt. It's just the lips that they use, right? I mean, did you see
the same?
the chin?
It's the same head shape, everything.
Yeah, but the chin on
just use
this.
it.
But did you see the chin on this stunt double Batman? This was modeled after a human being. I have to at least give him credit. It was modeled after a human being. I don't know. This doesn't look fake. I mean, you still want to borrow from life. You're saying that they're going to use. I don't. I get it. Like, we caught Hot Toys with their pants down, but I hope they're better than that. I really, really do. Because let me pull this up again. Because this was definitely, I have to believe this was modeled after a human being. I mean, this.
Oh, it was definitely modeled after a human being, but what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be modeled after a human being in this movie. I'm just saying they could have pulled it out from Justice League or Batman versus Superman.
Chingate. Chingate.
That must be 10. That's 10 points.
Yeah. I guess, and I'm gonna definitely. I'll stay for the credits. This is something that I'm gonna really kind of peer into. Again, this is like such an educational lesson within the community, because I never believed that Hot Toys would make a figure without an actor's likeness, and clearly they have they're habitual users in doing so, and it kind of sucks, and it kind of makes you second guess your collector. That's the whole idea. That's the whole premium of buying a Hot Toys. I mean, if I want to buy a figure that doesn't look like an actor or an actress, I'll buy X06. Ooh, hold on, I'll keep it there. Or a third party figure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's that premium, right? It's that's what you're doing it for. You're doing it, especially $300 for a 12-inch action figure. You're trying to capture lightning in the bottle. You're trying to capture part of that essence of the film into your collection. So, yeah, I guess for shame on Hot Toys on this.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't even know how to, should we wag our fingers, or should we?
Yeah, Hot Toys should get the Toys Era Award for this one.
They done it before with the Colonial Marines, but that was the early days. Nothing looked good back then, from Hot Toys. Even some of their licensed stuff was still questionable. The Colonial Marines,
didn't their license technically, didn't they not have the license for that technically?
I want to say by the time they got to the Colonial Marines, they had just started making licensed products. This is like 2008, 2009.
Yeah,
so
there was something sketchy about it where they couldn't have those figures assembled or something.
Yeah, and those figures aren't even holding up. Those things are essentially disintegrating. They're It's old R&D. I think I told you, and I said this before on the stream. I try not to buy Hot Toy figures no more than 10 years old. Even if the figures are brand new, you just don't know how they were stored. If they were kept in a outdoor storage, they were kept in an East Coast storage unit, Miami, right? Or humidity. You just don't know. And going that far back into the past, especially, just
kiss that pleather goodbye.
Yeah, it's such a gamble. It's such a risk. Yeah, I just even like with Michael Jackson, because Michael Jackson figures were a couple years right before I started. I started in 2012, and some of those figures are just with that old plastic body where the hinges are weak and shit. And Michael Jackson, the king of pop, can't hold those moves anymore. They're just kind of loose and just doesn't. And then the pleather and material that was used, that's just something I would never recommend. I don't. No, no, no. I wouldn't do it. No, 10, I would say 10 years would probably be like the safe going, because I get it. Some of us tend to go back and capture some of the old figures that we may or may not, missed. But anything older than that, no. Maybe if it's coming from the desert, but you just don't know. That's the problem.
Mhm.
There's a figure that comes to mind that has aged poorly, and it's the original Winter Soldier. Have you seen how that poor guy's aging? The Hot Toys figure for the Winter Soldier where the pleathers peel in the pants. The figure only came out in 2017. The Civil War movie came out in 2016. Figure was released in 2017. It's not even hadn't even hit the 10-year mark, and it's looking very, very rough.
Yeah, there was pictures of that of the pleather peeling after 2 years.
Yes, yes, yeah, it's yeah. Question is definitely up to the folks, man. I would not touch this guy until you see the movie. See how you feel about it, and by then we're probably going to get more Hot Toy announcements. If you are digging Keaton, cool beans for you. Then I mean, we're up to what? How many Michael Keatons right now? We're up to 3 of them, right? Breaking $1,200, right? And they're all designated to drop around that same time zone of next year, late fall next year. You have the 89 2.0 Michael Keaton. You have Grandpa Keaton, right? And then you have the modern suit. How many Keatons do we have? Is it 3 or 2?
Yeah, we got 289s, we got the 92, and we got Grandpa.
We got Grandpa Keaton. Okay, that's what it is.
Oh, well, there's also a second SKU where you got the deluxe one where he's in the suit, and he's got the other one where there's the 2-figure one where he's got he's in the suit and the bat suit, where the one he's got the part where he's ripped. The helmet part is ripped. Hey, let me ask you a question. What do you think of the Supergirl?
The actress or the suit?
Yeah, the suit, the character. Like, what do you think? How do you feel? What's your vibe of her?
I mean, I've seen her in some of the interviews. I've seen her in a few of the press junkets. She has that Kryptonian look. She looks like she could be the sister to Henry Cavill. Yeah, she has that unique look. My only gripe with Supergirl was the costume. I thought the costume was just a bit conservative. I mean, you almost wanted to cover her face. I didn't understand that. And I think we ended up coming to agreement that we just needed to see more of her neckline. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was just odd that Superman shows more skin than she does in her suit. And
yeah, when I first saw the suit, I didn't like it, but the more I see it, it more grows on me.
It's starting to grow on me.
I'm really digging it now.
Yeah. No, it's definitely starting to grow on me. I look forward to everybody. I told myself, and someone can even throw this at me. I told myself, like, going into the Flashpoint movie, that I think I'm going to love this movie, and I think I'm going to pre-order everything. But this announcement definitely has me pausing. I was looking forward to getting even the Keatons. I just didn't want to. The whole idea is just try not to paint yourself into a corner where everything just starts to drop and you're getting multiple charges within a few weeks or even a month apart from each other. But this is probably the first pre-order drop from the film that I'm probably slamming on the brakes. I'm like, ooh, what's going on here? This doesn't seem to work. And we're going to move on to the next segment, but I just want to showcase the SKUs one more time, just as a refresher, because this is such an eye-opener here. This is all the stuff that's available right now on Sideshow that you can buy, either
Nom, 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 nom,
pre-order
nom, 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 nom.
or you can either pre-order or buy. And I don't have most of this stuff. I still don't have the Val Kilmer and Chris O'Donnell figures. I'm still waiting for those two to drop in the daily deal so I can make the plunge. There is the exosuit Batman, which I love. Christopher Nolan.
That's a beast.
Yeah, it's a great figure. Folks out there, the exosuit Batman is fantastic. Then we have the Robert Pattinson Batman. I mean, the deluxe with the light.
Oh,
And
you know what I forgot to put in there?
what's that?
Oh, the Arkham Batgirl.
Is she still available on Sideshow?
I think so.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. It's quite a bit. And then we don't have stunt double Batman into this list right now.
Oh no, no, Mafia says no.
Yeah. What's that? To your question with the Arkham Batgirl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So she's all done for then. All right, let's move on to Luke. Where is Luke? Let me pull him up here. Luke Skywalker. Oh man, this is the trouble with when you get too many dumps from Hot Toys, either pre-orders or just announcements or releases. You end up with, I titled this 3 Lukes for the price of 1. I don't have anything negative to say about this Bespin Luke. The only thing I can probably say, well, first of all, was he released on time? I didn't even check the schedule. Is this when he was slated for? I can check my.
Let me see. I can bring it up real quick.
If you can, this is going to help because Bespin Luke. Was he dropped when he was scheduled to? I honestly feel Bespin Luke Skywalker. July to December. Okay.
Yeah, July to December.
July to December. Did you get your invoice already from Sideshow?
No.
Okay. He's early then. And he's July to December. He essentially dropped pretty early in Hong Kong, and I'm assuming by mid-June, Sideshow is probably going to start shipping them out.
Yeah, probably about that time. Yeah.
What is this? What's he talking about here? You're confusing me. We're talking about Bespin Luke. I thought Bespin Luke was just released at the end of April. I don't know what he's talking about. Bespin Luke was just recently released about a week ago, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay. I thought he was running a little bit late, but he's clearly early. I think this is the problem. This is the problem with I've noticed with Hot Toys is that the timing's always bad for these friggin' drops. No one gives a shit. No, I joke. I mean, this is such a great figure, but it always seems that the timing is just like, this is not a good time, Sideshow. This is not a good time.
Yeah, he dropped in 2 days ago, and that's when all the photos dropped.
Yes,
on Facebook,
and then he went into pre-order April 2022. So he's early. He's essentially a year early, and this is something that had mentioned that Hot Toys is back on schedule with their regular pre-order announcements to their deliveries. They're going back to their 12-month schedule. That's the normal way. That's what they used to release stuff. It was within anywhere between a 10 to 14 month period. And I think I recall saying that, look, I'm excited to get Bespin Luke. Is there a sense of urgency to get Luke? For me personally, I don't. There isn't. There really isn't. there's 3 SKUs now. We have Bespin Luke, we have Deep Fake Luke, and we have Snow Speeder Luke. And then before that, we had Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, regular and deluxe. Right? There's nothing wrong with having a little bit too many Lukes. I mean, it could even be argued that, well, they're always releasing Iron Man. But we don't get a lot of Tony Starks. We really don't. We get a ton of Iron Man suits. They're radically different. It's a little bit different when it comes to Luke Skywalker, and he's going from a Jedi to fatigues and so forth, and asking for this price point. I know you. It's really hard to gauge you because you day one pre-order this stuff, and I know you love Luke Skywalker, and I know there's fans out there that love Luke Skywalker. But this just came out, and then was it a few months ago? We had Deepfake Luke.
Yeah.
I
mean, this figure here is near and dear to my heart because it's Bespin Luke was the first Hot Toys figure I've ever purchased. Was the DX07. So this is kind of goes full circle for me. So when this was announced, it was a day one pre-order for me, and it's kind of nice that the DX07 is still my favorite figure out of all my collection, and it's nice that this is being updated. So this will be a perfect addition to my Star Wars collection.
And then your Deepfake Luke, you're happy with it, right? It's actually one of the best Lukes. Like the quality of it, how it looks, handles like a dude. I like the way that poses and how it handles with how it just goes with everything. The likeness is spot on, and I just love how it's just all pure black. The black cape, the black belt, everything. It's spot on. In a world of 130 plus pre-orders, are you recommending folks who love Star Wars to chase this?
Oh yeah, you got to get it. This is Luke. This is the badass Luke. This is Jedi.
I already have Return of the Jedi Luke. He's over there.
This is Master Luke Skywalker.
So there's enough. You're saying that there's enough significant changes from this deepfake Luke, from the Return of the Jedi Luke that was released 2 years earlier from the deluxe.
No, this is just, you're a Star Wars fan. You get the Luke.
This is definitely the best Luke Mando that there is. I'm having trouble understanding the logic. We're dealing with in a world of 130 plus pre-orders.
Says the guy who has how many Iron Mans?
Iron suits. I don't have an army.
I don't have.
That's why
I collect Lukes. You collect your suits. You collect your Iron Man suits. I collect my Lukes.
Yeah, but how many ways is he going to part his hair, though? But again, it's not just you and me, though. It's the audience. Yeah. So they should get every Luke and then forego other Star Wars figures. That's the gist I'm getting at. It's not so much for me, right?
Yes, they should. They should forgo all the other figures and just get Luke's. The Hatelorian has spoken.
You know, what about discount?
Yes, you get that Luke too. You get two of them. You pose one with the helmet and you pose one without the helmet.
Yeah, I almost likely I did pre-order Bespin Luke the deluxe. I did not pre-order Deepfake Luke. If he hits the daily bargain bin, I'll be inclined to get it. Stop Luke shaming Denobi. Oh, he's not Luke shaming me. We're dealing in a world of 130 plus pre-orders, and when I talk about a specific character, say like Luke Skywalker out of the Star Wars IP, right? And most hot toy collectors can probably maybe swing one, maybe two hot toy figures, maybe every 30 to 45 days, right? I always like to look at things like, I get it. We all love Star Wars. We all love DC. We all love Marvel. Do you forego a KX Enforcer droid so that this month you can get another Luke? That's how I see it.
If
Not
you
everybody
don't
has
have
the
a Luke
luxury.
yet,
Hmm?
I would recommend going with the deepfake Luke.
Actually, that is probably the best way to rephrase the actual exercise. You have three Lukes, three Luke Skywalkers. You could only afford one. Which one would you get? That's probably the best way to rephrase it. I'll throw it to you.
If you're getting new into Star Wars and you're a young fella, get the deepfake. If you're an older critter like me, you got to go with the Bespin.
Okay. So it depends on the demographic. Then is what you're suggesting. Okay. Okay.
Because this one can span Jedi. This one can Return of the Jedi. This one can span Mando, and this one will go into Ahsoka and everything else as well.
Yeah. If the question was presented to me, and hey, Denobi, I just got into Hot Toy Star Wars. I'm on a fixed income. I can get one, maybe two Hot Toy Star Wars every 30 to 45 days. Which of these Luke Skywalkers? I depending on when they started, and if they could have gotten it at retail, I probably would have recommended the Luke Skywalker Deluxe that was out a couple of years ago. But if they just started, and I'm looking at these three, I wouldn't recommend the Snowspeeder Luke. You're probably right. I would probably recommend the deepfake Luke. It's probably the most neutral, dependent on the demographic, probably makes logical sense. So then, yeah, I probably would side with you. I would say, yeah, get the deep. If you could only afford one Luke Skywalker, I would probably recommend the deepfake. It's probably the most neutral one. It's the one I think that represents Luke Skywalker and his journey from farm boy to what he became and so forth. So yes. The Bespin is great. It looks fantastic, but yeah, I can probably see it. I mean, the Snowspeeder one is Snowspeeder and Bespin come out from the same film. Yeah. So
it's funny. I just keep thinking. I'm looking at this picture. This is like the come at me, bro pose.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably.
Now, if you have a Darth Vader, then you like. Then if you're going to pose them together, then you definitely want the Bespin. Because like that's those like Darth Vader and Bespin Luke are that's just too good not to pose them together.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the Force Awakens R2D2. If I had to speculate there. I was looking at the seams on the astromech droid, so it looks like the Force Awakens R2. I don't know if it's really hard to tell, but it looks like those panels are sealed. But it looks really dirty though, so it could be. You have the deluxe, don't you? There's been 3 astromech droids. That looks like the Force Awakens, doesn't it?
Oh no, I have to check.
Did you look on the bridge of the Enterprise? Holy shit. He's right. Did you see what he said? That does look like it does, but it's actually the corridor to the Cloud City Bespin, but he's right. I had to second guess that, but he's right.
Yeah, that's the CGI updated scene.
Yeah, I don't see that doesn't wait till you get the figure in hand. No, it doesn't. I have a Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. I have a Snowspeeder Luke. I enjoy the classic trilogy as the next one, but I've never. How do you explain it? There's nothing exciting about looks like. I wasn't one of those fanboys that was bawling when he showed up at the end of season 2. I was more mesmerized as how they pulled it off, the whole secrecy, the whole deep fake technology. But I've never been in love with Luke Skywalker. I mean, it's. But again, I'm cut very different because I've always felt I love Star Wars, but I don't trust it. It's always been on shaky ground.
I would just
From
love to know if the rumor was true about the ending of season 2, whether if it was actually that they tricked everybody that it was Plo Koon, that was
Yes,
that it was that they fooled everybody into thinking, even Crazy KK.
Bo-Katan said, the actress Kate, what's her name, said that
Katie
she was
Sackhoff.
told. Yeah, Kitty Sackhoff. She said in one of her interviews, she said that she was told it was him. It was Plo Koon. And that's how they all reacted. And if she said if she knew it was Luke Skywalker, she would have acted like it was Luke Skywalker. But yeah, they kept it very, very hush hush, and they knew it was a Jedi, and so. But again, my God, Mandalorian season 3, they started off multiple threads of story arcs, and it went nowhere. Um, like the underwater dragon,
The Mythosaur.
the mythosaur, like that went nowhere, right? They build it up and it went nowhere.
And
Again,
then the Grogu
yeah,
paint gun thing.
yeah. So you see how
Oh my god! Oh, like, and then oh my god, it was the stupidest thing was like when the kid got swallowed by the bird, and then was and then that bird's stomach for like, what was it,
yeah.
like
eh,
almost 48 hours,
I
and then regurgitated.
that yeah, and I noticed that. I mean, that's continuity errors. That's just not even a continuity error. It's considered a plot.
Oh, and then they ran out of jet fuel trying to chase it, but yet Axe Wolves was able to have enough jet fuel to leave the atmosphere of the planet, like when the other planet at the end of the season, to go and warn and get the other ships to come down. But so his jetpack had enough fuel for that, but they didn't have enough fuel to go chase the bird in the jetpack.
I mean, you can only suspend your disbelief for so much. Again, I love Star Wars, but I don't trust it. And
Oh my god, it was so lame with the, like, oh, here, okay, let's have this epic fight for the dark saber now. Oh, no, I got knocked out by this weird robot dude, and then Bo-Katan actually saved it and killed it with the dark saber. So this saber actually belongs to her now.
uh, and then it was
Well, that was
destroyed.
epic.
And then the
Wow.
whole dark saber was destroyed, and you're just like, why did you care? Like they
What
made you
what?
care about the dark saber, and then it was just shattered like glass, and you're
Oh my god. Yeah.
and you're asking yourself, well, then what was the point?
Why
What
do
was
we have to sit through all these training
yeah.
sessions of him trying to mess around with this, learn how to do this dark saber stuff for? Oh my god, like they had no idea what they were doing. They locked up John Favreau. They locked him up.
You think it's the fans' fault for the setting the expectations so fucking high like that? I kind of always felt it was part of the fans and the heavy speculation that would happen between episodes and on especially like in social media. Just wacky. I just I this is it also leads to why no director ever wants to ever touch a Star Wars.
No,
Like, I'm not touching that shit.
no. Season 1, season 2 were completely super solid, and then something happened where they drugged John Favreau, and then they hijacked the show because, like, what was it? What was it? There was something in the credits or something where, like, Dave Filoni was actually getting more producer credits or something in this season, in the last season than he has in the previous seasons.
Yeah,
and so he was clearly taking more of the lead than he ever has. And
you see now why it's hard for me to get excited for Luke Skywalker. You see, it's just stupid shit like this. Just it's always been mismanaged. The whole Star Wars IP has always been mismanaged. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't have a solution. I just don't. Book of Boba Fett.
that's all right. They're going to have to sell the IP anyway to pay Comcast when Hulu comes up, comes with the bill in January.
Well, it can go both ways though, so that still hasn't been settled. Comcast can buy it, or Disney can buy it, and that is still up in the R. That's still up.
Comcast made it clear that they're selling, or Disney has to buy it.
Honestly, I think it's Filoni. I've said that shit.
It's definitely Filoni.
I'm sick of the whole Ahsoka Tano bullshit story. I'm just tired of making Star Wars all about her. That's him. That comes from him.
Yeah, George Lucas told him that no, she's dead, and then as soon as George Lucas sold it, he couldn't wait to bring her back.
Decision to bring back Grogu and get rid of Cara Dune doomed the show. Favreau bowed out and let the shows do and make rubbish. Again, it's just, we can speculate and so forth, but it proves my point. You see now why it's hard to get excited for Luke. So I have to take my wins, and I'm like, oh, I'll stick with the prequels. Prequels are done. The fire's been put out for Attack of the Clones and the Revenge of the Sith. I'll stick with those. I'm having fun with the droids. There's quite a bit of pre-orders still left over from Book of Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. You still have Fennec Shan. You still have that idiot cowboy that was wearing Boba's rocket pack. What's his name?
Cad Bane.
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth.
Cobb Vanth. You have the alien. You have the alien that everybody made a big deal about and then got killed real quickly. The Western alien with the big green eyes. I didn't watch the cartoons. That's the thing too. I said it. They kept cramming this cartoon shit into the live action series, expecting everybody to know. And I just don't think it panned out the way I Bad Batch, The Clone Wars, it's 7 or 8 seasons. I didn't watch any of that shit.
Bad Batch was actually good.
I'm sure it was. Put it right next to Andor and Book of Boba Fett and Hawkeye. Falcon. When you put it on the rest of the Disney shows and whoever was watching,
Hawkeye was good.
So I don't know. I told you I've only seen one episode of Book of Boba Fett, and I knew it was a train wreck. I didn't need to sit through all those episodes to determine if the show was. It's actually one of the more
Book of Boba Fett ended up being like, you had to watch it just because it was so bad. It was like a train wreck. It just you had to watch it for the memes.
I don't. So where are we now? No Star Wars movie. We haven't had a Star Wars movie in 5 years. They announced all these future plans, so you're still going to be 2 to 3 years out. So we're going to go, 8 years without a Star Wars film, right? I think it's poetic justice. Honest, I think you couldn't please the fans. The fans are always going to find something to bitch about. So serves them right, I guess. Right? You don't like hearing that, but that's ultimately right. I mean,
I'm actually glad that there's no Star Wars film with Kathleen Kennedy.
Couldn't do, they couldn't.
After the Disney sequel films,
yeah.
I'm happy.
So
I'd rather just let's let her keep making this horrible crap on Disney Plus. Let her go off into let her just keep bearing it, and then hopefully, eventually, something will happen where the company gets run into the ground so bad that they'll finally she'll just retire because they'll never fire her. And
they'll get rid of her after Indiana Jones comes out in theaters. I told you this already.
No. She knows where the bodies are buried.
Kathleen Kennedy will have her farewell tour several weeks. I think, what did I say? My bet was 30 days after Indiana Jones and the Dial of,
that's the most expensive movie they've ever made.
Oh, you mean Lucasfilm? Like, I was going to say Avatar beats that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, it's the most expensive movie Lucasfilm has ever made.
Is it really?
Yes.
Well, how many films has Lucasfilm really made? Like 8? Lucasfilm isn't really known to make a lot of movies, is it? I mean, they've only been doing what? Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, the prequels. What is Lucasfilm? Actually, you know what? Majority of their money has come from video games. They always hit winners with the video games. They're behind that.
It's
keeping the lights on.
Merch.
What's that?
Majority of the money's been the merch.
Merch and the software. They've been killing it with the software. These games, Battlefront 2, the Calcesta games, and the Jedi Order, they've been hitting some records. So that's clearly what's keeping the lights on in that building. It's definitely not the Disney.
You know what didn't keep the lights on?
What's that?
The Galaxy Hotel.
Galaxy Hotel is sold out. Folks, any of you who are aware of what the Galaxy Cruiser, because the FOMO has set in, I try to reserve a night myself. That bitch is sold out. I could not reserve a night. It's probably, what did I tell you, Sean? I told you it's probably all the fucking haters on YouTube booked up all the nights so that they can have video footage so they can make more clickbait hate videos on it. I bet you anything it's them. Because I looked in the calendar, I'm like, God, the next 3 months, every night was sold out. I go, who's going to the Disney Galaxy Cruiser? They're all going there they're probably going to go there. The same actors who were crying over Luke Skywalker walking on the bridge, they're going to go there and cry up a storm and act up or something.
But you know how we were talking about that, and you're saying like how they might extend it. But you know what? I was looking.
Oh, I told you that. I told you.
But you know what? They're not going to do. They're not going to be able to do that. You know why?
Why?
They have to take the tax write-off.
Oh, they have until the 31st. They could extend it, but yeah, they could.
They desperately need the tax write-off because they have to shore up as enough money as possible for the Hulu.
Yeah, they have the money right now, Sean.
No, they don't have the money. You know how much money they have if you look at their books?
Jesus.
They only have 200. They have less than 200 million in working capital.
They have the money in shares. They just have to liquidate shares. It'll drop their share price.
Look at their share price right now. You want to liquidate that? That would be horrible for them. Their share price would go down even further.
It'll go down, but they have the money. You keep saying they don't have the money. It's Disney. They have the money. They're
already leveraged. They're leveraged so much. They leverage billions and billions and billions of dollars, especially during the pandemic.
Well, they all did. All the studios did. You think it's just Disney? You don't think that Universal?
Oh, they did, but Epic Universe
or Paramount Plus, where Paramount Plus lied to everybody, said that their Star Trek shows people are watching, and then their share prices dropped 30%. Turns out nobody was watching Picard season 3. I told you that. That's public knowledge. It's so.
But you know what? It just came out recently. I don't know if it's true or not. It's a weird rumor.
What's that?
But Universal is circling for getting Lord of the Rings for their park.
They got Harry Potter. They want another enchanted mystical world. Where are they going to build the Shire? I just don't. In the swamp. I
got
don't.
The chums in the water. They're going hard after Disney.
I don't know where they're going to build it. They don't have any fucking space out there. I've seen the map. Unless they knock out one of their old attractions over at Universal Studios Florida, in their first park, but they're bottled in over there. So maybe the Men in Black ride, maybe the Simpsons ride. I didn't really care for them to take away Back to the Future, but they're bottled in.
You think they give that? You think they give the Simpsons back to Disney? That'd be funny. I don't think they would. I don't think they're going to give anything. I don't think they're going to give anything back to Disney.
Well, they're paying a licensing right. They were to Fox, and then it gets passed on to Disney. So Universal is paying Disney right now.
Oh yeah,
The
they're paying that for Marvel too.
And for Marvel too, for Marvel Superhero Island, which
But like I said, I was telling you before, that's a strategic move by them to prevent them from being able to put anything Marvel in Disney World.
Yeah, but it's outdated. I told you it's outdated comic book characters. That
Doesn't
island
matter. That's a great defensive move by Universal.
Oh, we'll see. Their Epic Universal is extremely expensive, so they need money. They know what to liquidate if they have to. Yeah, for what they're proposing and their plans, it's interesting. I can't wait to see what they're doing. They're also paying licensing rights to Nintendo. So they're paying they're paying licensing rights to use Harry Potter. They're paying licensing rights for Nintendo. They're paying licensing rights to Disney for Marvel. Men in Black, that's a Sony product. I'm pretty sure they're paying licensing rights for the Men in Black ride, licensing rights for Simpson. Universal doesn't. What do they have? E.T. and Jaws. They don't have a lot. They don't have strong IPs to their name. They're essentially licensed in a lot. So Epic Universal is going to be a really cool high-tech park. Universal really does a good job.
They got How to Train Your Dragon.
The fuck watches that shit? I put that right next to Toontown. I've never seen any of them. Now Minions is theirs. That's a cash cow for them. Minions does good. It does very, very good. But yeah, it's a unique situation because Universal, Fast and the Furious belongs to them, right? Disney is still Thanos. Disney still has all the gems in their armor. They still have X-Men. Their alliance with Sony and Spider-Man it's proven very lucrative for both parties. Marvel, I told you, Marvel movies, plural and per year, is still making money. They're not the best hits, but they're still profitable. That's not saying much compared to Star Trek or Star Wars. The fuck is those two? What have they done? What have they done lately? Nothing. And I think the fans are just going to get punished. I'm like, that's fine. I'm ready to jump ship from Star Wars anyway. I told you, I always had one foot out the door for Star Wars anyway. I love Star Wars. I don't trust it. I'm perfectly fine collecting my Star Wars droids, my Attack of the Clone figures, my Padme, my young Anakin Skywalker, my Return of the Jedi Darth Vader, my Return of the Jedi C-3PO. I'm perfectly content. That's going to make me happy. I'm perfectly happy with that. But
yeah, well, I mean, I was telling you before, like, I'm after season 3 of Mando, like I said, all right, I'm done with Disney, like Disney Star Wars. Yeah. Like I'm there for prequels, original trilogy now, and I have everything from that I want on pre-order from season 2, and there we go.
Should I deduct points for Cobra Collection for suggesting Universal Monster? Because I know Universal Studios tried that a few years ago, and it almost took them out.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But he did. But I mean, you can give him points too for Back to the Future.
Yeah, but it's like giving points to Disney for the classic trilogy. You could only milk the cow until it starts to run dry. That's the same philosophy that applies towards Aliens and the Predator series.
Oh my God, this Aliens series that Disney's coming out with.
Oh. Yeah. So
I don't even know if I want to subject myself to this.
To Aliens or the
it's going to be so bad.
Are they relaunching Aliens again? Are they
Yeah.
doing? Is it? It's Disney then? Is it like a Disney Plus show, or is it an actual movie?
Yeah, it's probably going to be an alien princess.
Oh, I'm out. Yeah, you kids have fun with that shit. we'll let Mafia chase Sigourney Weaver and the Colonial Marines down the Queen's Nest shaft. I'm not. To me, Aliens, that IP is just fizzled out. Folks, I love Back to the Future, but you could only make so many DeLoreans until I start to run out of space. I only want the Mark III DeLorean. I'm like, I'm done. Give me a couple more Hot Toy figures. I'm done. Right? Hot Toys doesn't seem to care in making Back to the Future figures. They only seem to do it when somebody else threatens them to make it. Then they're like, all right, we'll make them so that somebody doesn't like. If Jazz Inc. Farts in the wind that he wants to make a DeLorean, Hot Toys is like smoking a cigarette. It's like, no, we got this. You sit your ass back down. We'll take care of it. So that's it. My only biggest threats right now are finishing off the Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi. DC is the biggest threat right now. I think that's facing the collectors right now. The DC line is not only scary but expensive. Like, god damn.
Well, the collector community can sit back and not worry, because Hot Toys and Howard is just going to sit back and let Jazz Inc. make the N1 Starfighter, because there's no way he's going to make that N1 Starfighter.
Yeah, the more time that passes by, I'm beginning to think maybe Hot Toys jumped ship. They're like, F Mandalorian season 3, and like, shit's dead. It's dead in the water, right?
Oh yeah.
You can't please everybody, you know? And in Howard Chan's defense, I can't blame him. There's a ton of Star Wars backstock that I thought fans were in love with that is still sitting there collecting dust. Moff Gideon, Ahsoka Tano, the Toon version, Captain Rex. There's going to be quite a few. I mean, all of those Star Wars pre-orders from 2021, all that stuff is going to sit there for a very long time. Deepfake Luke is going to sit here for a very long time. Bespin Luke is probably going to sell out. Is probably going to be the first Luke out of the 3 here to sell out. That's going to be kind of sad. The fact that Bespin Luke is probably going to be the first one to sell out. He's the last one to be released. He's going to be the first one to sell out. While Snowspeeder Luke, you can still find him in the bargain bin. Deepfake Luke isn't going anywhere because there's 2 SKUs. We know the rules. 2 SKUs, the shit sets.
Yeah.
So Bespin Luke has 2 SKUs, but one of the SKUs is already in waitlist.
And the deluxe version of Deepfake Luke is awesome with that crushed Dark Trooper.
Yeah, that's you're right. That's probably one of the reasons I'm with the crushed robot. But is he striking a pose in this angle here? What's going on there?
Yeah,
I'll talk to the bloggers on this pose here. So the Ecto-1 is going to arrive at Bandai Namco, which is the U.S. distributor here in the U.S., I was told, at the end of June, by most likely the first week of July. So I am in contact with the marketing director there, and hopefully I should be able to visit them in California and get an early first look. I know it's been released overseas, and the U.S. shipments are in the boat already. So, yeah, I look forward to that. Folks who are able to score one, because this Ecto-1 Afterlife is.
Nope. Did you freeze? Whoa. Denobi freeze. Wow. I'm here all by myself. Well, look at this. It's my show now. I'm the Denobi. Look at this. All right, I'm going to run things now. All right, so let me see how I can really ruin things for Denobi here. I don't have anything here. Running things. So it is going on the 2-hour mark. I'm going to not ruin Denobi's show here, and just sign off here and say sayonara. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Oh no, there he is. He saved the show. All right. I wasn't going to ruin. I was just going to sign off on you. I wasn't going to try to.
You're gonna have a for super checks. Here we go. I don't know what happened. My internet just froze up here. Look what happens. You know, I get bumped out for a second. Let's do a giveaway. Dinner's collection to stream. Yeah, sure. A disturbance in the force. I forgot. We got pruned. That's I hate Frothram. No. Anyway, we're talking about the Ecto-1, and you know what? It is probably getting late anyway. I thought the stream had ended once I got bumped out, but clearly the show still goes on. But no, this is fun. Look, folks, we talked about Batman and the cycle. Shit's expensive. Wait till the movie. It's what I would recommend till everything gets announced, and then move forward. It's going to be a pricey summer for most of us. Yeah, and then 3 Lukes. Pick your favorite. I think I'm done. How about you, Hatelorian? You got anything for the folks?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty much done. Just yeah, if you know, be sure to pre-order all the Lukes. Can't have too many Lukes. You know, get all the SKUs, all good. As Mafia would say, and
what's he talking about? The strike is going to impact the Ecto-1 release. What strike are you talking about? Ecto-1's
Oh, the UPS strike?
Is there a UPS strike?
I thought I just saw like it was a thing on I saw a news or something. There was a UPS strike or something coming.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah, Ecto-1s are still inbound. Maybe in Japan, where you're at, Kaiju Daddy. Maybe there's a strike in Japan where you're at. Not here. Everything I've been getting shipments from all 3 major carriers. So, not sure. Not exactly sure what all that is about, but you know what I say.
Port strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I say.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.